Hello everyone, in this session I will introduce you to MATLAB. Basically, what is MATLAB, how it works, and basics of MATLAB programming I will discuss in this video session with you. Just a simple introduction to MATLAB to get you started. MATLAB is a program for doing mathematical computation. It was originally designed for solving linear algebra type problems using matrices. Its name is derived from Matrix Laboratory. MATLAB since has extended a lot from its beginning. Now it includes built-in functions, toolbox for solving number of problems which require data analysis, signal processing, optimization, deep learning, data science, and several other type of scientific computations. It has excellent programming feature and graphic capabilities. It contains the functions for 2D and 3D graphics and animations. It is available for multiple operating systems. Now let's see how to download the MATLAB. MATLAB can be downloaded from the mathworks.com. After you download it on your system, you just double click on it and it will open this window. Now just put your Catholic email address and then click on next. Now put your password. Then click on next. Now click on yes, then next, then select first one, then click on next, then again next. Wait for a second. Now you have to select different communication tools and a built-in function for your programming. Now click on next. Now again next, then begin install it. Now it will take some time to download all the toolbox which we have selected and install it one by one. Then we have to click on close. Now let's start the MATLAB. For Windows, go to Start and search for MATLAB folder. For me, MATLAB R2019B. Maybe it depends on you or your version. You can get R2020A or R2020B. Maybe it will open this window, and this window is like known as the command window. It is the Unix terminal style window. Here you can type your commands and get the output immediately. And for new file, you have to click on new script. This is new script for your working, and this is your editor where you can write your code directly and save it as a MATLAB file. This is your workspace where you can see your variables and their values, their class, their size, everything. And this is your current directory where you are working on. Now let's start with basic programming. First, with variables. In MATLAB, all variables are matrices. They are case sensitive and they can contain up to 31 characteristics and must start from the letters. In MATLAB, we do not need to declare type and also don't even have to initialize it like other programming such as C, C++. Here we have to just assign a variable only. This here you can see MATLAB prompt a is a variable, equal to sign is called as assign operator, and 12 is a number which is assigned to a. Semicolon is used for suppressing the command out. Percentage sign is known as comment operator. Whatever you write after this sign, it will not get executed. Let's see how to assign a variable in command prompt and see how to generate 1 into 3 matrices. Here you can see we assign a with square bracket, which tells the MATLAB it is the matrices. Here you can see the output in the snapshot. For generating 2 by 3, we have to use semicolon after every 3 values, which will tell the MATLAB that it has the 2 rows. Same thing goes with 3 into 3 matrices. We have to put semicolon after every 3 values, and you can go on like 3 by 3, 3 by 2, 4 by 2, 4 by 4, and so on. Now let's see some more variable assignment. Let's now generate a series from 1 to 10 and display it on command window. For that, we create a variable s1 and assign it 1 colon 10. That means start from 1 and go up to 10. Let's create some more complicated series. Here we assign s2 equal to 0 colon 2 colon 10. That means start from 0, jump 2 steps and reach to 10. You can see the output in the snapshot. Here we get 0, then it jumps for 2 steps, then we will get 2, then it again jump to 2 steps, then we get 4, and so on up to 10. You can use the decimal values for it. Like here s3 equal to 1, that means start from 1, jump every 0.5 till 5. Now you can see the output in it. 1, 1.5, then again it jump from 0.5, it will give 2, then again it jump from 1.5, it will give 2.5, then again 0.5, this so on till the end. If you want to assign any string, like any character, any name to it, we have to put it into a double quotes. Like here you can see in snapshot, I assign a t underscore a variable which takes a string introduction to MATLAB, and when we want to print, it will print the introduction to MATLAB. If you don't put the quotes, that it will give the error to you. Here you can see every variable that we use with their values and their size and their class. Like a is a one dimensional, like 1 into 3. B is a two dimensional, or we can say 2 rows. B contains 2 rows, that means 2 into 3. C contains 3 rows, that means 3 cross 3, and so on. This is your homework. You can try at your home. One very important thing in MATLAB, that is index. In MATLAB, index starts from 1, not from 0, like some other programming languages such as Python. And it should be positive integer always. It neither be a 0 or nor negative. Let's see. I assign a to one dimensional array like 35, 46, 78, 23, 5, 14, 81, 3 and 5. Position of 35 is 1. 46 is 2. Likewise, if you see 5 has a fifth at a fifth position, 3 at a eighth position, like this way. These four commands you have to try by yourself. Use A as this one. This A matrices you have to use, and you have to do these four commands and check what is their output. Now, basics of arithmetic operation in MATLAB. For addition, we use plus sign. For subtraction, we use this minus sign. For multiplication, it is the star one. It is a basic the subtraction multiplication, but here is a two different things: right division and left division. For right, it is a slash. For the left one, it is the forward slash. And for the exponential, we use the cap for that. There are sequence at which these operations take place. Therefore, we have precedence order for these operators. Parenthesis executed first. If there is nested parenthesis, the inner parenthesis will executed first. After that, exponential has the second in order, followed by multiplication and division, and after that, in last, subtraction and addition will take place. Now we will discuss about predefined variables and keywords. These are the keywords or variables which we cannot define explicitly because it is reserved for the internal functioning of MATLAB. Some of the predefined variables are ANS, that variable has the value of the last expression that was not assigned to specific variable. Then pi, the number pi, 3.4, instead of using 3.14, MATLAB use directly pi. Then next is EPS. This is the smallest difference between two numbers. After that, it is INF, which is used for infinity. Whenever we have to define something about infinity, we use INF. And for the complex number, we will use I, j. That means I define as a under root minus 1, which is 0 plus 1 dot 000 I. Next is NaN. That stands for not a number, and it is used when MATLAB cannot define a valid numeric value. And some other keywords like break, case, catch, class def, continue, else if, and for, function, global if, these and so on. These are the keywords which already defined in the system. We cannot use these for defining any constant or any variable explicitly. They have their dedicated functionality in the MATLAB programming. Now there is one very important command called help. How we can use the help? We type on our command window help followed by the name of command or function for which we want help, like help ANS. The answer will ANS is variable of type cell. Look for convert. It displays function with convert in the first help line. Help desk or doc. It will start the MATLAB help documentation. In future, help text will be replaced by doc. Is keyword. It returns the list of predefined keyword which we saw earlier. This one. These one. Is keyword will return the list of these all the keywords which is predefined in the system. Now there are some commands which can manage the different type of variables. There are some of I listed some of them, like clear command. In when we use clear, it will clear all the variables from the memory. When we use clear xyz, that means it clears all the variables xyz only, nothing else. When we use clear all, at that time it clears all the variables and functions from the workspace. When we use who, it lists currently available variables in the workspace. When we use whose, that lists the variable currently in the workspace with their sizes to gather information about their bytes and classes also. And when we use CLC, it clears the command window and homes the cursor. Homes the cursor means it will put the cursor at the very beginning of the command prompt or command window. Here's some basic example how to use the MATLAB. Like this is the code. If you write this code, like I will explain line by line what is it. Like here a equals to 0.1 semicolon. That means we are defining a variable called a and giving the variable a numeric number to it. Same thing with b. B is a variable and we are giving it a value 1. Then we will define a series. How? T, it will start from 0, it will jump 0.1 step and it will go till 20. Then we will define expression minus a multiplication t dot again multiply cos b into t, then semicolon. Then we will use plot. Plot means when we use plot, it will generate this type of output, the graph one. And the grid, we use grid on. That means we need these grid lines in our output graph. XY label, that means this one, response in mm. And for the title, this is the demand oscillation, and this is the legend, and this is the X label. And we define legend as a equals to 0.1 and b equals to 1. That will show here along with the line. Here is another example. Here how we will use plot and how differently we can use plot. Here x and y are the vectors and must be same size. That is the number of equal elements in each of it. Like see, x has 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 7.5, 8, 10. Same number of elements should be in R also. These two are the matrices. X and R is a matrices. Same here, R is 2, 6.5, then 7, then again 7, then 5.5, then 4, then 6, then 8. Then we want to plot it. We use plot xr. That means for every x there is a value for r. See, we will see for 1 there is 2. For 2 there is 6.5 and so on. This is known as plot functions. Plot functions in more detail. Generally we write p x comma y for plot a graph, but if we want to get more control over our plot, then we can configure it with different properties by changing the line specifiers. These line specifiers are optional and can be used to style and color of the line and the type of the marker. Let's start with line style. By default, line style is solid. We can modify it and use dashed by using double dash. For the dotted line, we have to use colon. And if we need to use dash dot style of line, then we have to use this dash dot style. Let's say we don't want to change our line style, but we want to change different color in our graph or a plot. For that we have to choose line color. Some of the colors are following, like red, green, blue, magenta, black, white, etc. For red we have to specify by R. For green we have to use G. For blue we have to use B. For black we have to use K. For white we have to use W. Same way, if you don't want to change your color also, but you can mark a specific point on the graph. It is called as markers. It is used to mark a point on a plot or a graph. For example, we have to mark a point on a graph. For that, MATLAB provides a number of markers such as plus sign, circle, square, 5-pointer star, and many more. If we want to use square as a marker, then we have to specify the S as a line specifier. Now we will discuss most important part of MATLAB programming, that is conditional statements. Conditional expression consisting of relational and logical operators. First we will discuss the relational operators. For less than we use this sign. For the greater than we will use this sign as an operator. For less than or equal to we will use less than and equal to sign, and for greater than equal to we will use this one, and for equal to we use double equal to for that. This double equal to means we are assigning a value to a particular variable, like a equals to 5 means value of a is 5, and that is fixed, or we can say it is constant, or we can say, in other words, we can compare it with the value of two different variables. Like if a equals to 5 and b equals to 6, then we can say, if we want to compare a and b, we can we can simply write a condition. If a equal to b, then true, otherwise false, at that way. And if we want to use not equal to, then we use negation sign with equal to sign. There are also logical operators provided by the MATLAB. For AND operations, we use double ampersand. For OR operator, we use this sign, and for NOT operations, we use this sign. Here is one another example for you to showcase what we have learned so far. Starting from t, we assign a variable t to a linearly equally spaced vector. For that, we use the function called linear space, which takes two parameters, and then we define g1, g2, g3, and at last we will define a plot function using t and g with line specifier. Here the line specifier is y, that means yellow. It will change the color of line in yellow part. Here we can choose different line specifier and obtain different style of lines. Like instead of y, we can choose r, that is for red color, o for the circle marker, d for the diamond marker. In this way we can learn more about and make us familiar with MATLAB code. Now we will discuss about most used concept of programming languages, that is if else statements, or another way condition statements. There are three type of condition statements here, like if else if, or else. First start with if statement. An if statement can be followed by one or more optional else if and else statement, which is very useful to test various conditions. Let's see example 1. Here we are generating a uniquely distributed pseudo random number by using function randy, and then we are testing the condition whether generated number is even or not. If it is even, then we divide it by 2. We can see the result on the command window and workspace. Here the number is randomly generated number is 32 and it is even. So the if condition will run and it divided by 2, which gives 16. In another example, we are using optional else if or else statements. Here also we are generating a random number and test the multiple conditions one by one. First condition is if number is smaller than 30, display small. If the number is smaller than 80, display medium, else display large. We can see that the result of code in snapshot, where a is 93, which is larger than 80, therefore the large is displayed on command window. One another condition statement is provided by MATLAB is switch statement. A switch block conditionally execute one set of statement from several choices. Each choice is covered by the case statement. Switch statement tests each case until one of the case is true. When a case is true, MATLAB executes the corresponding statement and exit the switch block. In example 1, there are 6 cases. Case 1 on Monday, case 2 Tuesday, case 3 Wednesday, case 4 Thursday, case 5 Friday, and case 6 otherwise weekend. This function returns the weekday and switch statement iterates on each case until it matches with one of the mentioned cases and then display the corresponding message. In command statement we can see the result here. The day string is Monday, so its corresponding case result is start of the work week. There may be a situation when you needed to execute a block code again and again for several times. In general, statements are executed sequentially. Loop statements allow us to execute a statement or a group of statements multiple times. In MATLAB, there are two types of loop statements, for loop and second is while loop. First start with for loop. Here you can see that journal statement for loop. For index equals to the start colon increment colon end, then statement. This runs the statement until it reaches to the end. For example 1, you can see v is equal to this v is index, then this 1.0 is start, then this minus 0.2 is increment and 0.0 is the end, and display disp v is the statement. That means it will display the v until it reaches to the 0.0, and here you can see its output. Second is while loop. In while loop, it repeats a statement or a group of statement while a given condition is true. It tests the conditions before executing the loop body. From example 1, you can see that loop will run until the value of n will become equal to 1 or smaller than 1 to find the factorial of 10. Here you can see at the end of the while loop, the value of n becomes 1 and it will show the result. Like when the value of n is equal to or smaller than 1, it exit from the loop and run this statement that gives us the n factorial. Here the break and continue statements is shown, which is very important in control statement. Break statement terminates the loop statement and transfer execution to statement immediately after following the loop. And for continue statement, it causes the loop to skip the remainder of its body and immediately retest its condition prior to reiterating it. You can see for the break statement and also for the continue statement their corresponding results on your screen.